Vanishing Folklore and Beliefs. Ancient Legends of Ireland, public domain reading by Lady Wilde. Circa 1919. The King of the Cats. A most important personage in feline history is the King of the Cats. He may be in your house, a common-looking fellow enough, with no distinguishing mark of exalted rank about him, so it's very difficult to verify his genuine claims to be royalty. Therefore, the best way is to cut off a tiny little bit of his ear. If he is really the royal personage, he will immediately speak out and declare who he is, and perhaps at the same time tell you some very disagreeable truths about yourself, not at all pleasant to have discussed by the house cat. A man once, in a fit of passion, cut off the head of the domestic cat and threw it into the fire, on which the head exclaimed in a fierce voice, "Go tell your wife that you have cut the head of the King of the Cats. But wait, I shall come back and be avenged for this insult." And the eyes of the cat glared at him horribly from the fire. And so it happened for that day, while the master of the house was playing with a pet kitten, it suddenly flew at his throat and bit him so severely that he died soon after. A story is current also that one night an old woman was sitting up very late spinning when a knocking came to the door. "Who is there?" she asked. No answer. Still the knocking went on. "Who is there?" she asked a second time. No answer. The knocking continued. "Who is there?" she asked a third time in a very angry passion. Then there came a small voice. "Ah, Judy, Agra, let me in, for I am cold and hungry. Open the door, Judy, Agra, and let me sit by the fire, for the night is cold out here, Judy, Agra. Let me in. Let me in." The heart of Judy was touched, for she thought it was some small child that had lost its way, and she rose up from her spinning and went and opened the door, when in walked a very large black cat with a white breast and 2 white kittens after her. They all made over to the fire and began to warm and dry themselves, purring all the time very loudly. But Judy never said a word. She only went on spinning. Then the black cat spoke at last. "Judy, Agra, don't stay up so late again, for the fairies wanted to hold a council here tonight, and to have some supper, but you have prevented them. So they were very angry and determined to kill you. And only for myself and my 2 daughters here, you would be dead by this time. So take my advice. Don't interfere with the fairy hours again, for the night is theirs, and they hate to look on the face of a mortal when they are out for pleasure or business. So I ran on to tell you, and now give me a drink of milk, for I must be off." And after the milk was finished, the cat stood up and called her kittens to come away. "Good night, Judy Agra," she said. "You have been very civil to me, and I'll not forget it to you. Good night, good night." With that, the black cat and the 2 kittens whisked up the chimney. But Judy, looking down, saw something glittering on the hearth, and taking it up, she found it was a piece of silver, more than she ever could make in a month by her spinning, and she was glad in her heart, and never again sat up so late to interfere with the fairy hours. But the black cat and her daughters came no more again to the house. Vanishing Folklore and Belief.